If you're in the state of Illinois and you want to start an LLC, then this is the video for you. I'll show you exactly how to set up an LLC in Illinois in 6 easy steps. To the left are the 6 steps, and we'll go over each of these in more detail later on. But if you guys don't want to do any of this yourself, you want someone to actually do it for you, we actually recommend using Northwest Registered Agent to complete the formation process. It is super affordable, starts at $39. And yeah, this is a great way to ensure that you are filing your LLC in compliance. And you guys can skip to this time code if you want to learn how to do that. So step number 1 is to name your LLC, and you're going to want to follow the Illinois state naming guidelines. This means that your business name needs to have limited liability company, LLC, or L.L.C. And the thing is that your name that you choose must be distinguishable from other business names registered with the Secretary of State. You cannot include things like corporation, corp, inc, LTD, stuff like that. And your name can only use the following characters. So any letters of the English alphabet, numbers, as well as Roman numerals. What I recommend you guys do is conduct a state name search. We'll leave a link to that down below in the description. And then another thing to consider is whatever name you choose, if you want to make a website, you want to check to see if that custom domain is available. You guys can use any platform, Namecheap, GoDaddy, it really does not matter. Step number 2 is to hire a registered agent. So this is basically a person or a business that's responsible for sending and receiving important legal documents on your behalf. So this can be things like tax forms, lawsuits, government correspondence forms, and more. So this person or a business must be a full-time resident or business in Illinois. And yes, it can be yourself, it can be an employee, or it could be actually a registered agent service. If you guys use Northwest, a registered agent, they actually include this for the first year. This type of service will normally cost you about $100, $150 per year. So we definitely recommend doing that. And yes, you can be your own registered agent, but this information is going to be public. So if you want full privacy, I don't recommend being your own registered agent. Step number 3 is to file your LLC Articles of Organization. This is going to be Form LLC 5.5 and it's filed with the Illinois Secretary of State. Currently, the filing fee for this is $150. You guys can either submit this online, the link is going to be down below, or you guys can also mail it to this address right here. You'll also need to decide on your management structure. So is it going to be member managed or is it going to be manager managed? For most of you guys watching this video, it's going to be member managed. And that just means that you, the member yourself, are managing the LLC. Step number 4 is to create an LLC operating agreement. So this is not required in Illinois, but it's highly recommended. This is basically going to be some type of legal document that outlines the ownership and operating procedures for your company. It's basically going to ensure that both owners and employees know what to expect from the company and vice versa. And to be more detailed, it's going to include things like the organization structure, the management and voting structure, capital contribution rules, distribution rules, membership changes, as well as dissolution rules. Step number 5 is to actually obtain your EIN for your LLC. So this EIN, it's basically your federal tax identification number. And you guys can sort of think of it like a social security number that's assigned for your business. The reason why you guys need this is because it's going to allow the IRS to identify and keep track of your business's tax status. It's going to allow you to be able to open up your business bank account, hire employees, pay taxes, all that stuff. And to get your EIN, Northwest can actually do it for you, or you guys can do it yourself through the IRS websites. It's completely free. It'll take you maybe 5 minutes, and we'll leave that link down below as well. And once all that's done, you guys are going to want to obtain any additional permits and licensing. I'm not going to go into this too much since it does sort of vary state by state, but definitely look into it because you don't want to be non-compliant. So once you form your Illinois LLC, the first thing you're going to want to do is open up your business bank account. This is extremely important because you definitely do want to separate your business stuff from your personal assets. That way, in case of a lawsuit or anything like that, any money you have in your business bank account is going to be shielded from your personal assets and they won't be able to actually come after your personal assets. So that's really, really good. You also may want to have a business credit card. So we'll leave a link down below to some of our favorite cards. And you'll definitely want to have an accountant, right? This is going to help you save a lot of money on taxes. It's going to make sure that you're doing everything properly. You're not going to have any penalties or fines, and they'll help you set up your bookkeeping and all that stuff. Now, depending on what type of business you have, you may need to pay things like Illinois sales tax. This is called sales and use tax. So yeah, if you guys are selling a physical product or for example, computer software, you may need to actually apply for a seller's permit so that you can actually collect sales tax on these sales. That sales tax, of course, is not yours to keep. You do need to, pass it back to the state. If you guys are also hiring employees, you will need to pay employer taxes. There may be an employment insurance tax, employee withholding tax, and you guys can pay all of this through the My Tax Illinois portal. But for all this stuff, I definitely recommend talking to your accountant. They'll help you get everything set up. With an LLC, there are tax filing requirements, right? You must report your annual income to the IRS using the following forms. If you have a multi-member LLC, which most of you guys probably won't have, it's going to be Form 1065. And then if you have a single member LLC, which is probably most of you guys watching this video, that's going to be Form 1040 Schedule C. An LLC is a pass-through entity, meaning all the money that's generated in that business flows right to your own personal tax filing. So that's a great way to actually avoid double taxation. You also must file an annual report with the Illinois Secretary of State. So a lot of people forget to do this and they get hit with a fine, but you guys can do this online, by mail, or in person. I definitely recommend setting some type of notice on your calendar. And the fee for this is $75 and it's due each year prior to the first day of the month in which the LLC was formed. Reports can be filed starting 60 days prior to the due date. And then there's a late fee of $125 if you do it online, or $75 if you do it by mail. If you guys don't do it after 180 days, state can actually dissolve your LLC. So yeah, we covered a lot of different steps. And if you guys don't want to do this yourself, which I don't recommend you guys doing since it does take a long time, you guys can, like I said earlier, use something like Northwest Registered Agent. I'm not going to show you guys exactly how to do this, so you guys can follow along. The link is going to be down below, and it's going to take you to the exact landing page that you need to get to. So this page is going to allow you to take advantage of their $39 deal, which is just absolutely amazing. And so what I'm going to do is come here to click Get Started. We'll select LLC, and we'll select our state. Now we're going to be able to select our processing time, right? So the faster it is, the more expensive it's going to be. This is a mandatory state fee, so you'll need to pay this anyways, whether or not you do it through them or through yourself. We'll go with the 14-day processing just for this video, and we'll click continue. Now it's going to ask you for your company details. So I'm going to enter in my company name. Let's go with something like CCM Media LLC. You guys can do a comma after your name too if you want. You guys can do L.L.C. if you want, but I prefer how this looks, like this. For business purpose, we'll just use the generic business purpose. For the physical and mailing address, I just recommend using the registered agent address, which comes with the service. But of course, you guys can also specify your own mailing address. Now we'll click continue. Now we're going to select our management type. So is it member managed or manager managed? And you guys can click on this if you want to learn more. But for most of you guys, it's going to be member managed. We'll select the number of members in the company. And since it's just me, I'll select 1, and then we'll put my name right here. We'll click continue. Now we'll put in our email address and create a password. After that, we'll click continue. Now we will enter in our contact details. After that, we'll click continue. And now you can add some optional items, right? So if you want them to actually get your EIN number for you, your tax ID, you guys can select that. You guys will see that it does cost an extra $50. So whether or not you want to do that, it's up to you. It's very, very easy to get this form. So if you guys do want to get that yourself, that link's gonna be down below. If you want your LLC to be taxed as an S Corp, then you guys can select this as well. They'll file form 2553 for you. They also have premium mail forwarding, a virtual office service, trademark service, and phone service. So you guys can choose accordingly and then click continue. And here's where it's going to take your payment information. So your card information, and then you'll click done. Once you do that, they're going to have all the information they need to actually start filing your LLC for you. And all updates will go to your email address, or you can check on your Northwest dashboard. So again, super recommend doing this. It just saves you a lot of time. It's going to make sure that you do the whole thing correctly. And using a service like Northwest has actually saved me a lot because they actually remind you when things are due, which will really come in handy in the future. Plus, it comes with that registered agent service, which is free for a year, and that can save you a lot of money. So yeah, anyways, that's basically how you guys can set up an LLC in the state of Illinois. As you can see, doing it by yourself, there are a good amount of steps, or you guys can just skip all that and do it with Northwest. It's up to you. And all the resources that we talked about in this video are gonna be down below in the description. I really hope you guys got some value from this video. Happy business building. And yeah, if you got some value from this video, make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe for more content just like this. On this channel, we make a ton of videos that help you build your business. Thank you so much for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.